Let's see, start with this. Whatever. I think I'm streaming. I think we're live earlier. I think we're live.
Start recording?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Does it say start recording? There we go.
Are we on?
We on.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another. We're back. Back again like we left something. The 18 podcast. Happy New Year, everybody.
It's been a long time.
By the time you listen to my voice and listen to my man Mike over here, his voice, both of our teams are now, they're out the playoffs now, and we're going to be watching the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl. So this is, one half of the 18 podcast. I'm also KC, a.k.a. the only Clippers fan and the only Jets fan on the East Coast. And on my my right side, to your left, would be my man, the man with the smooth voice, my man Mike, a.k.a. Mike Piercy, a.k.a. the Silent One, a.k.a. the Golden Child, a.k.a. the only Giants fan and Knicks fan in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. How's everybody been? It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm here, man. Just it's been a minute. So how was your New Year, man?
It was good.
Okay.
How about yours?
It was good. I mean, just running the New Year. Everybody was everybody was a little sick. I was over the holiday, and luckily, we all got through it. So we're good to go. And just a lot of stuff has just been happening in regards to football, basketball, and we'll cover most of that stuff. But mainly, we definitely want to cover the playoffs. Definitely great. Maybe one of the best 2 weeks of playoff football that I've seen. In a most recent memory. I really can't. I can't complain. I can't complain at all for this. Last week, the conference championship went down between the Bengals and the Chiefs, and also in the NFC, the 49ers and the Rams. So we can just get into it right now, unless you have any other announcements, any further ado.
Besides, my team had a new coach.
Mm.
And I'm kind of in the hire of both GM and the coach.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was somebody else, but we'll get into that as we get into our topic.
Solid. And what's our topic? What's going to be our topic today?
The Rooney Rule.
Okay.
What's the point of it?
Yeah. Is it helping us or is it hindering us?
I don't think it's helping at all.
Okay. We're definitely going to get into that. But, before we even get into that, let's definitely get into a quick little recap of the AFC and NFC championship, basically the Final Four, to determine what teams are going to be playing in the big dance, or we like to call the Super Bowl. First, we're going to go over the AFC Conference Championship, which consisted of the Bengals and the Chiefs. Bengals win this by 3, 27-24, went to overtime. Joe Burrow went for 28 for 38, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 sack, 1 interception. Rushing wise, Joe Mixon had 88 yards, no touchdowns. Joe Burrow also rushed for 25 yards. Mr. Joe Burrow, a.k.a. I'm going about my business.
The new Joe Cool?
Yeah, absolutely. For receiving, T. Higgins. T. Higgins had 6 receptions, 103 yards. Jamar Chase had 6 receptions, 54 yards and a touchdown. Samaje Perine, excuse me.
I think it's P. Ryan.
Is it P. Ryan?
Yeah, P.
All right, man. Perine, I'm sorry. Samaje Perine. Thank you, sir. 3 receptions, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Your take on the Bengals. Talk to me.
I'm surprised that I can't say that I'm surprised that they got to the Super Bowl, but I'm surprised that they got as far as they did, as far as record wise. I definitely didn't pick them
Okay.
to go to the Super Bowl.
I know I didn't. I'm going to be honest with you. And if you can find somebody that's a Bengals fan in Philadelphia, they're not really Bengals fans. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Mike's a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. That's kind of rare to find, in Philadelphia, but it's legit. Now, if somebody comes out the woodwork and says, "Yo, man, I love them Bengals. I've been banging with the Bengals." Ask him since when. Ask him since when. Just give me a player. Just give me any player. It could be Chad Johnson. It could be Carson Palmer. It could be Ickey Woods. It could be Chris Collinsworth. It could be somebody. Just give me someone. And then, matter of fact, give me the last time the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Most people don't even know that. I think it's like 1988 or something like that, right?
I think it was 89.
89, and then they lost to the 49ers. Yep.
But I thought
Joe Cool.
it was going to be a rematch between the Bengals and the 49ers. Because I was going to say the Bengals were going to get their loss back.
Mm-hmm.
They lost them twice, actually, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
back in the 80s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm. After that, they stiffed that thing for a minute. Let's see. Now, why do you think that the Bengals won? I mean, is there a reason? I know there's a reason why, but I mean, why do you think they won?
Why did they win?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just were the better team on that day.
Mm. And that's what it is. That's pretty much what it is. Now on the Kansas, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. They did. Cincinnati did beat them 2 weeks prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks, prior to that game. So, I'm not surprised that they beat them. But people, I guess, were sleeping on them. They got good defense.
Mm-hmm.
They got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase,
mm-hmm.
T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. He's still on the team, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think the tight end is pretty good, but he got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Now on the Kansas City Chiefs side,
the run comes to an end. I think the run comes to the end now.
Okay, all right, I see that. So do you think this is the end of the Kansas City Chiefs run?
No.
No.
I think they'll be back.
Oh, okay. Now Patrick Mahomes on the other side, Mr. Sneakerhead, Mr. Discount Double Check, Mr. State Farm. Mr. Discount Double Check will actually be Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes went 26 for 39, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but he had 4 sack lunches. Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why that I think that that the Chiefs lost, because they pretty much played to his game. They didn't let Patrick Mahomes get the spectacular passes off.
But what it was? Andy Reid finally caught up to himself. All them Eagles Andy Reid finally showed.
Whoa.
The end of that half, we're trying to go for the touchdown with no timeouts, and he messed that up. Had they scored there, it'd probably been a different game. But the Eagles Andy Reid came out to play.
Okay. And what do you mean by the Eagles Andy Reid?
Andy Reid back when the Eagles had poor clock management.
You're making a whole lot of Eagles fans upset when you say that, right? Listen, guys, send your comments to Mike. I didn't say anything about the Eagles. I mean, I'm not an Eagles fan either, but I'm not going to sit there and just down the Eagles, even though the Jets are the real green team. Continue, Mike.
I'm not down them. I'm just saying, they know it for 14 years. They've seen it. They know what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. Hey, listen, man. Let's see. For rushing, Jack McKinnon had 12 carries, 65 yards. Clyde Edwards, is it Hilaire? Hilaire, 6 carries, 36 yards, no touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 3 carries, 36 yards. Mecole Hardman had 18 yards. And then also for receiving, Travis Kelce had 10 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 78 yards, 7 receptions, 1 touchdown. And Mecole Hardman also, again, 3 receptions, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. And now, let's be honest. Did you really want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Because I wanted, even though no one would ever catch Tom Brady.
True.
You can shout out Tom Brady for retiring.
Uh-huh.
No one ever will catch him, but I wanted the next young gun to come out, redeem his loss from last year.
Okay.
And I like Andy Reid,
I do. Now, with this loss, though, does that kind of like knock Patrick Mahomes out of the top QBs of all time conversation?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Why is that?
Because he didn't stink. He messed up the second half, but
right, he definitely put out a goose egg. But go on.
I think he'll be back.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be back with a vengeance because you remember what happened last year when they got knocked out of the Super Bowl and stuff like that. He came back with after an injury, of course. He came back with a vengeance. I mean, now here's the game that surprised me. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I actually thought the 49ers were actually going to win this game just because of their playing style, and they beat the Rams before like 7 out of 8 times. I'm looking like
I thought San Fran was too. Who was his name? Tart.
Yeah.
He was number 3. If he had caught the ball, San Fran would have been in the Super Bowl right now.
Pretty much. NFC Conference Championship, 49ers 17, LA Rams 20. Passing wise, Jimmy Garoppolo, a.k.a. the last we're going to be seeing the Jimmy in the San Fran uniform.
I was actually rooting for San Fran to win that game because I'm tired of all the bad mouthing of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy's a pretty decent quarterback.
He is a good quarterback, and he's definitely gonna be on somebody else's team. Whether it's gonna be, it might be Pittsburgh. It could be.
I can see that.
Can you see Jimmy G playing for Pittsburgh? Does he fit that Pittsburgh mold? I mean, does he fit that that Steel City, that hard working? Because Jimmy G, when he gets in his moves, he's like, yeah, I'm better than Tom. I cover for Tom and stuff like that. But listen, man, get that out of here. Because to be honest with you, playing for Pittsburgh is like playing for Philly. The only difference between Philly and Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh has more championships, and he might have a better coach. Sorry.
We'll get into that too.
No,
we'll
most
talk about that.
Yeah, perfect segue. Jimmy G went 16 for 30, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, Debo Samuel, 7 carries, 26 yards, no touchdown. Elijah Mitchell, 11 carries, 20 yards, no touchdown. Debo Samuel, for receiving wise, 4 receptions, 17 yards, and a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, 4 receptions, 69 yards. Elijah Mitchell, 3 receptions, 50 yards. George Kittle, 2 receptions, 20 yards, 1 touchdown. I think they were pumping Debo up a little too much, and they were really pumping him up on the NFL Network, especially Michael Irvin. He's singing the song, Debo. Oh, I'm like, you better stop that, man. Like,
I hate Michael Irvin.
What do you hate Michael Irvin for?
He's
one of the top.
Too much. Yeah, I mean, he's a good receiver. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
great receiver.
but he has to be like that animated guy. He has to be that guy, the extra guy. But he knows what he's talking about, though. You can't hate on that. You can't hate on his football IQ. Now, as for the Los Angeles Rams, the winners, Matthew Stafford finally got that dark claw lifted over him. 31 for 45. He was going ham. 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 sack lunches, but that didn't stop him. Cam Akers had 13 carries, 48 yards. Is it Sony Michael? Is it Sony or Sony Michael?
Sony Michelle.
Sony Michelle?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a Michael?
Yeah.
That's the way he spells his name. I'm sorry. Mr. Michelle, Mike told me to say it that way. Cooper Kupp, hooping as usual. 11 receptions, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns, probably like 28 targets. Odell Beckham Jr., 9 receptions, 113 yards. He finally gets a last laugh.
That's what I'm really rooting for.
So I'm thinking you want the Rams to win.
I want Odell to get that ring and throw it back in the Browns' face.
And the Giants.
And I want him to get MVP.
I don't know.
I don't think he's going to get it. But.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be going MVP. But he's definitely going to play a role in that, though. He's definitely going to be super relevant. Kendall Blanton, 57 yards. And, my question to you, Mike, since you're the football guru here, how did the 49ers lose this game?
Sorry, dropped the pass. Dropped the interception.
Did George Kittle drop any passes? Because, he had a case of the dropsies, too, the last couple of weeks.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I really didn't see him drop anything. He scored. So that's pretty good. And my other question also that, we're going to answer later. Where's Jimmy G going to end up next? Because he said in his post-game interview, he said, hey, San Francisco's been real. So you know what that means. Like, he's going somewhere. Maybe Tampa Bay, maybe. Do you think he can fill the role in Tampa Bay? For Tom again?
He did back up Tom. So.
Yeah, he's backing up Tom. He said, listen, man, I'm better than Tom. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know if you can throw for, 84,000 yards and some change. I can't get 84,000 points in some video games. So, I mean, Pittsburgh, maybe Tampa Bay, who knows. Odell Beckham, he's getting the last laugh on everybody, pretty much. What's your take on that?
I just don't understand how Cleveland couldn't do the same thing. Why couldn't they organize a playbook to get him involved? I mean, it's not even that they didn't get him involved. You clearly show if you go back with some highlights. A lot of those plays he was open. Baker just never got him the ball.
Do you think that was on purpose?
I don't know.
Because a little birdie told me that they were out there tanking.
Mr. Jackson?
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Jackson
was Odell on that team?
Mr. Jackson, what you say?
Odell wasn't on the team. Hugh Jackson was there, was it?
Was Baker Mayfield in them? Yeah, he was.
I know Baker was on there 1 year. Or was it 2?
I think it was 2 because he was there. I think he was there for that one time, and then because I remember they were going through some type of transition in regards. Like you're right, there were definitely a couple of plays that I've seen when Odell and Baker were just like either I don't know if they were quote unquote not communicating or there was some quote unquote miscommunication or you just didn't throw him the ball like on some Donovan T.O. type stuff like I was open, give me the rock, let me do me. But from what I've heard, from different sources, whether it's like ESPN, Bleacher Report, Fansided, things of that sort. Shout out to all 3 of those sports media outlets. I heard, and I've seen through different interviews that, it's starting to surface that, they were actually paying these coaches to tank.
I heard their interview.
Yeah, like they're actually like, listen, man, like, no, matter of fact, don't make that play. Matter of fact, let's get this draft pick.
Matter of fact, speaking of Mr. Hugh Jackson,
talk to me.
And he was saying he wasn't aware they would get these incentives, these checks,
tank incentives
in his account, and he act like he didn't know where he was coming from.
Oh, so you think he was down?
like you didn't read your contract,
and he didn't give it back. He said once it's in the account, that's it.
You ain't questioning that you getting hundreds of dollars in your account. You not questioning that?
Trying to figure out where you got the new Escalade from? Tanking.
Like this blue chips or something?
He's a good boy. Not my boy, not Ronnie. Ronnie's a good boy. Yeah. If you've never seen Blue Chips, that's the part we're talking about. The part where, what was his name? Sammy or something like that? Yeah, the booster. He told Nick Nolte, he was like, listen, man, I got one of your boys there. What was Nick Nolte's name? And that movie was Coach Pete? Coach Petey. And he said, yeah, Coach Pete, I got one of your boys. And then, the typical Nick Nolte voice, you don't know what you're talking about. That's what he sounds like. Get out of my face. So Super Bowl picks. Rams,
I like the Rams.
Cincinnati.
I like the Rams.
You like the Rams because Odell Beckham?
Yes.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the only reason why. And I want Matt Stafford to get a ring.
He does. I mean, he definitely been through it, playing in Detroit.
All they're going to say is they criticize him. Like, they're going to question that too. Like, he was on a great defense.
Yes.
And he had some great, but it's not like he didn't have great weapons in Detroit. He had Megatron.
Yeah.
A couple other good players. But
yeah, I mean, because I think they just couldn't get it done. You think they were part of the tanking conspiracy too?
It's like Stephen A. said earlier. He wants to see if they, like, because Detroit went 16-2. He said he wants to know if my coaches were a part of the paying to lose. Like if they did the same thing they did to the black coaches. I wonder that too. Like I wonder if they offered. I don't know who the coach was. Pat? No, who was it? Who was the coach of Detroit that year? Because he was the Giants coach, wasn't he?
That's a good question. What year was that? I forgot. I'll look it. I'll get it for you. I mean, you know what? I'm picking Cincinnati. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they're an AFC team, So, and then shout out, and also shout out to my man Javale, aka Guido. Styles make fights. That's what he always tells me. I remember, shout out to Javale. I remember he told me in the tournament a couple years ago that he said, matter of fact, last year, as a matter of fact, he told me that Drexel was going to beat Illinois in the tournament. I mean, Drexel's a 16 seed. How Styles make fights, man? Styles make fights. No, not with a 16 seed, brother. Eventually, come the 8-minute mark, the game will be over for Drexel. They'll be on the first thing smoking back home. But I'm gonna pick Cincinnati because I think they got it, man. I think they got the pepper, man. I think momentum is on their side, and they're on some. Why not us? Why not? Why not them?
They got time to get back.
The Rams have a chip already. They got a 99 chip, best show on turf. The 99 chip.
So long ago.
So, I mean, when was the Giants' last championship?
We're not talking about the Giants.
I know, but I mean, the Giants' last championship was
2011.
2011. So is that too long?
Yes.
Why? You just got a championship 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Excuse me. Listen, let me tell you. You know what a long time is, Mike? Let me tell you something, man. you know what the Jets' last championship was?
Yes, before he was born.
That's right. So does that really count? Does that count as a championship for me? Because I didn't see it. A wise young lady, shout out to the OG Tracy Johnson. She told me that if I wasn't born when my favorite team won a championship, it doesn't count. I wasn't there to see it, so it doesn't exist. I don't believe that theory, but that's what she says, so I gotta go by what the OG says. So, but yeah, 2011. You matter of fact, you're seeing 1, 2, 3 championships. As a matter of fact.
24.
Excuse me.
But I wouldn't have much to complain about if they had a competitive team between then and now.
They did,
but they don't.
I mean, Eli got you guys to the promised land a couple times.
But that was 2011. They haven't been to the playoffs since, and they hadn't had a winning season.
You guys got rings, man. You guys got rings. We don't even have a ring. We got like a pendant or something like that, or a bracelet, or something. I don't know, man. I mean, just listen. Just throw me a line.
Like if they were competitive, I think when the Jets in the playoffs the last time the Giants been to the playoffs, having the Jets been
last time we've been to the playoffs was 2010.
I think the Giants the same thing. Probably. I don't know, but the Giants haven't been competitive in a long time. But that's all going to change.
Yeah, I hope it changes for us too.
I'm not predicting Super Bowl, but it's going to change.
Nah, I just want to go to the wild card. I'm like the Clippers, man. I'm like just like with my Clippers. Just baby steps. Playoffs, okay. Conference semis, Western Conference Finals. Then we eventually get to the finals. So yeah, just baby steps. So you ready to get into this topic of discussion, my friend?
Yes, of course.
All right, here we go. Let me intro this thing in for you. All right, man. Now listen. In a couple of weeks, the NFL, they're going to be coming to a close. After the Pro Bowl, then the Super Bowl soon after. So right now there are only 2 minorities coaching in the NFL.
Just one.
Oh, it's just one. They got rid of Ron Rivera.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I'm about to say, man.
Forgot. Sorry.
Whoa.
The Commanders.
Yeah, the Washington Commandos. Sorry. Yeah, one black head coach and one Latino coach left in the league. Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers and Ron Rivera of the Washington Commanders. Sorry. I can't even say the Redskins anymore. It's terrible, man. Well, to me, they're always going to be the Redskins.
Commanders.
To me.
They couldn't be like Stephen A. said, the Generals. They couldn't be the Washington Generals.
No, that's copyrighted.
It is?
Yeah, with the Harlem Globetrotters. Yeah, that's an actual real team.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They're actually not a bad team either. They actually beat the Globetrotters like twice out of like 1,000 times. Respectively, the Washington Commanders. Excuse me, I can say Commandos. This follows the firing of Brian Flores by the Miami Dolphins and David Culley by the Houston Texans. Now, me being born in the 70s, 1976 to be exact, and I'm old as dirt, I've watched the NFL through the 80s and 90s, and that was good football, by the way. I'm not going to hold you. That was great football. Actually made me become a Jets fan. But throughout those years, all I've seen in the NFL was just that most of the players are black, and most of the head coaches of the NFL were white. In 1989, Art Shell became the first black head coach of the Raiders in the modern era. Like now,
Yeah.
we've had coaches before, but this is like modern NFL football. Um, but it's hiring did little to break down like most of the barriers and other minority coaches that they face in the NFL. Now, in 2003, what we're going to be talking about today, the NFL came up with what's called the ROONEY Rule, which requiring teams to interview at least two minority candidates for their head coaching openings. Now, in 2021, the league expanded the rule to include general management and offensive and defensive coordinators. Now, my question to you, Big Mike, um, do you think that the ROONEY Rule is helping the coaches or is it hindering the coaches?
It's definitely not helping.
What do you say?
Like I said, we only have two minority coaches and one black head coach.
Mm-hmm.
When they introduced the rule in 2003, we only had three black head coaches.
Okay.
Since then, I believe there's been 18 black head coaches hired, and only let me get my
And who were they?
we had Marvin Lewis, Ryan Flores, who was recently fired, Tony Dungy, Lovey Smith, Ray Rhodes, Art Shells, David Culley, who I didn't know was black, but Mike Tomlin, Hugh Jackson, Raheem Morris, Jim Caldwell, Herm Edwards, Tom Flores, Seahawks, the Raiders and Seahawks, Dennis Green, rest in peace, Vance Joseph, Anthony Lynn, and Steve Wilkes, and I think I'm missing one.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty distinguished list right there.
In the 20s, there was somebody named Fritz Pollard. He was the first minority head coach. He was also the first running back for first black running back. I forgot for which college team, but
Okay.
yeah. And majority of the individuals on this list didn't last more than three to 4 years.
Okay.
I mean, Marvin Lewis lasted 15 years.
Yeah.
Brian Flores only 3 years, and he got fired with a winning record.
Yeah.
Lovie Smith got fired, and he was 10-6 in Chicago. Jim Caldwell was a great coach. He was, and half of them, once they were fired or let go or left the team, they weren't given another chance anywhere else.
Yeah, and then I don't even think, to be honest with you, most of these guys, like when they were fired as head coaches, I think the highest position that they gave them was what? Coordinators?
Prior to that?
Yeah. I mean, and I think, you know what it is? That goes back to like the glass cliff experiment, and they do this in basketball a lot too. Like what they'll do is, like they try to do it to Mark Jackson, and they do it to a lot of, because they're trying to do it to Ty Lue too as well, but Ty Lue actually had LeBron James, so, there's no way he's going to be losing like that. But
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, they give these coaches these jobs in like no-win situations.
right, and then what happens is, what they'll do is like you give them like a year or two to have them like prove themselves and get the team for some strange reason, like the team that even though they're bad, the team doesn't get any draft picks or something like that. Like they just give away their draft picks with bad trades and terrible acquisitions and stuff like that to further torpedo the team and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, the coach is fired. Rarely have I ever seen like a white coach fired. I'm talking the NFL and the NBA. The only way that I've seen like a white coach get fired, and I'm not trying to play the race card here, is either the coach has done some type of impropriety or something like that, like some new text messages or something like that. And even then, like they'll still justify it. Whereas let a minority coach do that. Let him get caught with like some crazy texts or some vicious emails and stuff like that. Oh, it's a done deal. You're not even gonna you're not even gonna let me explain myself. They're just gonna just have you go out the door. But like I said, they're gonna put you like in a no-win situation, so that way your team is terrible. Then they're gonna hire a white coach, and then somehow the team gets turned around, and like they're in the they're in the Final Four or something like that. What the Manny? What up, Manny? I remember I saw this in college basketball. I remember, I'm not sure, I'm 45, so whoever watches college basketball, I'm sure you heard of this coach by the name of Mike Davis. Mike Davis coached for the Indiana Hoosiers, which behind me, I don't know how he got hired there, especially in Indiana, Bloomington, trying to.
Mike Davis is black, right?
Yeah, Mike Davis is black. Yeah. So here's what he did. Here's the crazy part. They really didn't recruit for him and stuff like that, even though he got a couple All Americans. But man, you are off the chain today. And he got to the Final Four, even though they lost against Maryland. Shout out to my Terps. He got fired like the next year because I think they might have lost like maybe 8-9 games. They still went to the tournament, but they got knocked out maybe in the first, second round. But after that, he was gone. And then I think Alfred might have tried to come in and take his place or something like that. But but it was somebody that was a non-minority, basically. And then somehow the school got turned around. They went to the tournament and stuff like that. Man, get out of here. Man, get out of here. Sometimes it's the powers that be, man. They just do that on purpose. Sometimes I think they might try. They'll sabotage. They'll literally sabotage the team because. And my brother and I were talking. Shout out to Kyle, Black Psychologist Podcast. We were talking about that, on the way here. He was talking about they'll still come out and watch football. They'll still come out and watch it. I don't care if your team is 0-16. They'll still watch it. I'm sorry, I was a little long-winded with that one, Mike. I'm like, you go ahead with yours. I'm sorry, I apologize.
I was just thinking, when Lovie Smith got hurt, he took that team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you probably come back at me with Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl and got fired, but still, Ray Rose got fired by the Eagles too.
Oh yeah, they told Ray Rose take you and your black staff and get out of here. He had almost an all black staff too and everything. That was not heard of in that era. He was kind of like a trailblazer. He brought his own staff in. Don't you want you want Peterson and them to come in with the help? No, I'm good. I'm good. I got my own crew here. What about Tony Dungy? Because didn't Tony Dungy he made that Tampa Bay squad, right? And then Chucky came in.
Yeah, he came in and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Tony Dungy came and won the Super Bowl, or Chucky came and won the Super Bowl. Chucky came and won the Super Bowl. That was Tony Dungy's team, though, right?
Yeah. Why
did they fire Tony Dungy again?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's okay, but he took the Colts to the Super Bowl, though. I'll take that, and he won with them, so that's fine. But yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Lovie Smith didn't win the Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, they actually played against Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
Which monumental right there. 2 black coaches in the Super Bowl in the same year. So, yeah. And, I mean, people were just glued to. Mom was, Mom, may she rest in peace. She was proud. Oh, she was proud. I mean, she was definitely spoken. We're here, So,
my whole point is, what's the point of the rule? Because half the teams, when they have an opening, they know who they want.
What?
So you just bringing, let's say you and you, for example, they just bringing us in.
Yeah.
Just bring us in with no real intention of hiring us for the job.
Well, it's just like a status quo or something like that.
First of all, we shouldn't even have a rule to interview a qualified black candidate, but yeah. That's the only they're not just be real with me up front. I'm interested. And they're not gonna say that. I'm interested in this guy. It'll start all kinds of controversy, but just be real with me up front. Am I gonna get the job or not? Do I really have a shot at the job? If not, then don't bring me in there. Don't have to waste a flight out there, waste my time, money. All that. I could be doing something else.
Right. Absolutely. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. And then it's kind of it feels like that as good and great as minority coaches are, we still don't get the fair shake, and it feels like that, with this ROONEY rule, it feels like we're kind of being forced on them. Okay, all right, well, we have to interview you because that's what the ROONEY rule says. They're going to use it against us, basically, or against the coach. I am not say us, but against against the coaches, So, in some ways, it does kind of help you because now you have to give us you have to give us consideration. You have to.
Yeah, I will.
Because it's the rule.
I will give it some I guess, a little praise because if it wasn't for the Rooney Rule, Mike Tomlin probably wouldn't be the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's true. And he's doing an awesome job. But 16 years? Yeah, about that. Mike Tomlin, a.k.a. Omar Epps. Yeah, and, definitely let's get to Brian Flores. Like, we all know that he's going to be, suing the NFL. He said he's going to be suing the Dolphins, the Broncos, and the Giants for alleged racism. When he was on those teams, being treated like in a racist way. Do you think would this blackball him from the NFL?
I don't, because he's one of the leading candidates for the Houston and Saints job, but
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I saw that today. Yeah.
which I don't know if I want the Houston job, but I'll take the Saints
Yeah,
job.
yeah. I mean, keep in mind,
I'll
Texas. Yeah, still a good old boys club. The good old boys is down there. No disrespect to Houston, Texas, but you guys are going through some stuff right now. I don't think. See, there it is again, Mike. There it is again. You're putting him, and like that is a PR nightmare down there. Like they're still dealing with Deshaun Watson down there. I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
And then they're not gonna concentrate on, even if he does a good job, the whole focus is gonna be on him suing the league. That's all the questions he's gonna get all year long. What about this lawsuit against the league? Do you think? How do you feel? Do you still think there's racism
Yeah.
in the NFL?
Oh yeah.
That's all they're gonna talk about.
And, by the way, what about Deshaun Watson? Are you bringing him back?
Yeah.
Has he been cleared? Has he been cleared of all of his charges allegedly? Because that's what I mean. It's a PR nightmare.
Yeah.
And then when he snaps, when he snaps at reporters, all of a sudden now he's a combative coach. He's the anti coach now. He doesn't want to cooperate with journalists and reporters and stuff like that. Now the attitude's going around the league that he can't be, you can't work with him. Then somehow, some way, even though, like you said, he might have a winning record or something like that, they'll still find a way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like always. Like they did Mark Jackson on the Warriors. He built that team. He built that championship squad. And, no disrespect to Steve Kerr because he's a good coach too, but no.
That Mark Jackson squad. He built that. He did that.
Yeah, he built that from scratch. From scratch. That's like someone, you make a great pound cake and they take your recipe.
He put the identity there. Steve Kerr ran with it.
Yeah, and I can't fault. Listen, and I'm a Steve Kerr fan, so because I like for what he stands for in the league and stuff like that. So but I think to be honest with you, I think he might get blackballed. I think he might get blackballed from the league.
He might get Colin Kaepernick now.
Yeah, maybe even more, because he's actually taking on the NFL head on. That's hard to take on a monster like that. So it's like, yeah, and this is what he said. He was quoted. He said, "God has gifted me with a special talent to coach the game of football, but the need for change is bigger than my personal goals. In making a decision to file for a class action complaint today, I fully understand that I may be risking coaching the game that I love and that has done so much for my family and me. My sincere hope is that by standing up against the systemic racism in NFL, others will join me to ensure that positive change is made for generations to come." So look, he's already prepped for this. He said, "Listen, if you're gonna do what you got to do, do it."
We save some money up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because they're not going to be, and I think the powers that be are like, "Oh, really? Okay, all right, cool. How about you never work in this league again?" So, but definitely stay tuned with that, and the Rooney Rule. Definitely send your send your remarks in, and how you feel about the Rooney Rule, because I mean it's a slippery slope a little bit.
The older folk will probably feel different. But I just don't think it's making any difference. Each year it gets worse.
Yeah, I mean there's pros and cons with it though. I mean, because like I said, like they have to consider you.
Tennessee, for example.
Then they have to consider you.
Like Derek Bain, he hasn't gotten an interview, job, or anything in the last few years. And Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson got jobs, even though Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl. But what about him? His team went to the last 4 conference championships, went to 2 Super Bowls, came close to going to another one this year. When is he gonna get his job, his chance?
I guess whenever the powers that be see fit, quote unquote. Yeah,
Romeo. No, that's what I forgot.
For the Browns, right?
He was
For the Browns,
I think he coached the Browns. I know he coached
Texans.
I know he coached the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
He coached a couple other people. I know he was a college coach. I think he's a college coach now, but
But they bounced him around though.
Yeah.
Like soon as I don't know if it was it from the Texans. I think. Then he just started bouncing him around.
He was the Kansas City coach before Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm. And they were just This is where they were sort of okay. They were all right. They were about to make their their stride.
Yeah.
But I really don't think they gave him a fair chance either. It's Kansas City. It's Kansas City Chiefs. What do you expect? Sorry, it's the boys' club. Yeah. So, any other questions about the Rooney Rule? Any other remarks you want to drop on? Some other jewels you want to drop?
I can't really think of nothing right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Because
Go Giants. Giants should have hired Brian Flores. That's all I'm saying. He was in the building. Or supposed to have been in the building.
Well, I would say in the league, I think we have 3 minorities now because we have Mike Tomlin, Ron Rivera, Robert Saleh for the Giants, for the Jets.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
They ain't count him.
See, you know what I mean? See what they're doing to us, man. You see?
Because he's a Muslim American.
Yeah. Now you know the NFL is definitely not gonna. Yeah.
Why they didn't count him as a minority coach?
It's the NFL, man. Listen. You already know why, but I'm not even gonna get into that because I don't want our stream. I don't want our stream getting shut off. Yeah, so that was pretty much the Rooney Rule in a nutshell. Let me transition to these quick hitters real quick. My first question. Since the last we're going to see of Tom Brady, because he's officially called it quits. He's officially retiring. I mean, are you happy to see him go? 'Cause I know, as a Jet fan, I am.
But he wasn't in your conference no more.
Yeah, but he still killed us. I mean, he got us this year. I thought he had a Patriots uniform on because the score was like 44 to something. I'm just like, this is just like, playing in Foxborough or something like that. Only difference is it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, I mean we've had our wars, and to be honest with you, I think the Jets. I think we birthed Tom Brady because I think we knocked out Drew Bledsoe, and I believe it was the AFC. Divisional round or something like that. Knocked him clean out. Next thing you know, some guy, number 12, comes in and he just throws a couple touchdowns and takes them to the divisional championship. I'm not sure if they beat the Raiders or whoever they beat in the championship, and they win the Super Bowl. Why? All we had to do was just keep Drew Bledsoe in the game. We'd have won. But shout out to Tom Brady. I mean, we've had some great wars in the playoffs and things of that sort. And he's, because of Tom, man, he's caused a lot of guys not to get rings. The only way you're going to get rings is if you jump on Tom Brady's team. So
he's the best that I've seen do it.
Yeah, I definitely do, man. I mean, he definitely goes in the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. I mean. He's up there. I mean, he's up there past Joe. Is he top? Is he at the top of the pile?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best.
Okay.
He has the numbers and the rings.
Definitely has the rings. He has more rings than most franchises. That's sick.
And it'll never happen again. You'll never see this again.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see TB12 ever again. And, from one Jet fan to another.
And you know what I like about
Good riddance.
You know what I like about him? I'm sure he knew this is his last year. Mm-hmm. Like they say, when you're done, you're done. Mm-hmm. He didn't make it about him and put it out there. I'm going on my media tour. My last hurrah tour, whatever.
Right.
Say goodbye tour. He didn't do that. He waited to the end of the year. So it was about the team.
Right.
Like,
Basically, he pulled the Dr. J. Pulled the Dr. J pretty much, you know, and then, I mean, because he wasn't like, yeah, I deserve this, I deserve that. You know, they just like other quarterbacks, other coaches were coming up to him, paying homage. Like, look, man, like, listen, you might have killed this on the field, but hey, man, thank you. Thank you for making NFL watchable. We appreciate you. And we definitely, I definitely appreciate you from one Jet fan to another. Is I don't really mean good riddance, like forget you, but it's just like, hey man, like thanks for the memories, thanks for the heartbreak. I appreciate it.
You know who he didn't heartbreak?
Huh?
You know who he didn't break?
Who?
Heart he didn't break?
Eli?
The Giants.
Maybe in the regular season.
Yeah, but the Giants beat him twice when it counted.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think you guys might be the only team though, right?
Yeah, they beat him twice. See. The Eagles beat him once, and the Giants beat him twice.
Now I remember I had my little victory. I remember when we beat him in 2010. But then we had to face Big Ben, which is perfect segue from my next question. Big Ben Roethlisberger calling it quits finally.
2 years too late.
Yeah, but I think Ben wanted to do it his way. Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Who do you think is going to be his replacement though? It's going to be like Derek Carr or somebody like that, or?
Good question. I don't know. Maybe no, I can't see them trading for Deshaun Watson.
No. Maybe without the alleged improprieties and stuff like that. Yes.
If that get all cleared up, then maybe.
Yeah, that's still going to follow him around now, and especially in a place like Pittsburgh, I don't think the people are going to stand for it.
I'm kind of hoping that it gets cleared. He gets found innocent or whatever. Mm-hmm. I hope he gets found innocent either way. But
me too.
The Giants can take one of the first round picks that they got, package that up with like maybe a second and a third, get that to them, and Daniel Jones.
You don't want Danny Dance on the Giants?
No. I mean, I think he can. I think honestly, I think this new coach can turn him into Josh Allen.
Okay.
He just got to turn down the turnovers and stop being so reckless. Like if you think about it, they're kind of like could be the same player. They both can make plays with their feet. Mm-hmm. It just Danny Dimes too many turnovers.
Danny Dimes turns to Danny Dance, and then that's where he starts making mistakes. Starts running, getting his head knocked off, and then what can you do?
Turn under turnovers, protect him a little bit more. I think he could be Josh Allen because he has the receivers.
Definitely does. He definitely has the toys and the weapons to play with.
Saquon.
Mm-hmm. When healthy.
He could be the same team. Except Kenny Galladay could be Stephon Diggs.
That's some big shoes to fill.
Evan Ingram can be Knox. Like you got sort of the same kind of team. I think you can make it work.
I likes. What about Russell Wilson? Because I heard Russell Wilson is. They said he might. I don't think he is too. I don't see. Ain't gonna go for that. Yeah, so ain't going like what? Yeah, I don't think. Because it was rumored and I saw it. On one sports media website, and I saw it. I'm just like, I was like, I don't think Sierra's gonna go for that, trading that good life in Seattle to like eating a Primanti Brothers sandwich in Pittsburgh. I don't see her doing that. Like, all that coleslaw and bread and all that stuff. Yeah, that's not her twist. And another one here. What's up with your boy AB, man? Antonio Brown. He said he might be going to the Ravens.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Now,
that's his cousin played with him. Hollywood Brown.
Oh Lord. I mean, as talented as he is, man. Would you want him on the Ravens? I mean, it's not gonna be our problem either. So as long as he's not coming to the Jets, I'm good.
I think he's good until it's time to get his money. Like he might sign that cheap contract, but when it's time to get his money, that's when he acts a fool.
But that's his fault for signing that cheap contract. Where's his agent? Where's his representative?
I don't know.
Is he his own representative?
If you notice, when it was time for his contract to come up in Pittsburgh, he started acting up.
Yeah, that's when we started getting his hair colored. Got the Hulk Hogan mustache. Like, yo, what's wrong with your man? But he's super talented though. Like, see, that's the thing. I would love to have Antonio Brown on my team. But AB, no, I don't need AB. It's just like with Chad Johnson and Ocho Cinco. Like, give me Chad Johnson. You can leave Ocho Cinco at the door. Like, like we'll make sure that Ocho Cinco has his own podium to talk, post game. But for right now, I need Chad Johnson.
Isn't he a boxer now? Or didn't he have a box? Didn't he fight somebody a couple months ago?
I think he did. I don't know how that turned out. I'll look into that.
I think he did.
Oh, okay.
I remember seeing something about it on Sports Center.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to look into that. On your man AB, do you think do you feel that he let the Buccaneers down this season?
I don't know.
I think he could have been extra. I think he could have been an extra weapon on the other side of Mike Evans.
He could have, but I think, I think he should have took one for the team this year because they had something going. They could have been to another Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Tom could have had his eighth going and then went off into the sunset.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know the whole inside story about what happened. I just know he left the bench, took his jersey off, and just left.
And guess what game this was at? A Jets game. Only the Jets, baby. Only the Jets. Only thing I remember is he threw off his helmet and his gear, and he just ran up the sideline. I'm like, where's he going? And the crazy part is, like, not crazy, but, because I like using that word, but the weird part was, like, they were still playing down there. They were still playing the other end of the field. I'm not surprised that the ref didn't stop it or anything like that, because maybe the ref didn't know. But he runs to the other end zone, and he's doing, like, jumping jacks, and he's counting down 3, 2, 1, and then he's out, and then he just runs in the tunnel. I'm like, okay. Only AB, man. And only in New York.
I think it's something mental.
I think it is too. And he's talking about I'm gonna sue the Buccaneers. I'm gonna sue the Bucks because they said I needed, like counseling and stuff like that. He said I had a mental health problem and stuff like that. Do you? Are you showing the signs of one? I mean, I don't know. That's where we have to bring Baby Bro on the show because he can properly diagnose it. And
I think somebody should try to get him some help.
Yeah.
We should try to get some help before we turn on Sports Center one day. And if that's come across breaking news, AB found dead in the hotel room or something. I don't want to see that.
I definitely don't want to see that. So AB, I'm still a fan of you. Like, try to find some, some people that have your best interest in mind, and see if you get to, get some help, bro. You might not even have a mental health problem. You just might need someone to talk to, some counseling, whatever the case may be, man. They're out there, man. Yeah. They're definitely out there for you. So, man, I mean, that was a good one, man. That was definitely a good one. Any closing remarks? Any shout outs? Because I got a couple.
Just want to say, those who are listening and watching, we're going to try to have a set time and day every week for this. Mm-hmm. And we'll definitely keep you guys posted on what's to come and when the next time we'll be on.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be on soon. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, we're not gonna go on a hiatus
like we did before. That's because we had to get some things, situated and stuff like that. And we were just waiting for the right time. That's all. Because last summer it was like every week we were hitting you with something. So definitely it's just good to be back on. Back out streaming. Just
live from now on.
Ooh.
That way you can
real
if you
time.
Got any comments we can answer you. Any suggestions we can answer you right then and there.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, any shout out, Mike? Any shouts out?
Family.
There you go.
Give God the glory. Bring us here together again.
Of course. I hear that. Well, I got myself a little list because I got to include people. So first I'm definitely going to start with Mike Piercy and the Piercy family, of course, for their wonderful food and hospitality. Definitely got a shout out to Dad. Got a shout out to my little brother Kyle, Sam I Am, Trin, the AKAs up there, Delta Gamma, stand up, Penn State, baby. LaShawn.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
He got a little procedure this week.
Oh man,
He's
Manny.
going through it right now.
Yeah, Manny. You okay, buddy?
I don't know where he is right now.
Yeah, he's down for the count. Yeah, he's down. Yeah, let him sleep. He's had a rough week, literally. Also, I want to shout out to LaShawn, Z, and the Deltas. Shout out Cheney University, Larry, my other co-host in the basement podcast. Shout out to you, the Black Psychologist podcast with Dr. Kyle and Dr. J. My guys at the Run. I'll definitely want to say congrats to Joey and Ocean on their brand new addition to the family this morning. Congratulations. Definitely got to shout out my man Sean, aka Shiz, and the For the Love basketball movement and the brand.
We gotta get back on the show, bro.
Oh yeah. We gotta talk about your Lakers, man. Because as a matter of fact, I think we are. I think we're in like an 8th place or 7th place or something like that. So, they also got one last shout out to my man Javelle, aka Guido. I have to say it, and I hate saying it. Styles makes fights, So, and he knows what that means. So, yeah. So definitely was a pleasure. Any more shouts out, Mike? Any more? You good?
I'm good.
Okay. All shouted out. Good. Yeah. So this is it. It's the first live of this year. One of many. And once again, this is the 18 podcast. This is your man Casey, aka the Clippers fan. Also to the man to the right of me, or to your left, with the man Mike, aka the Giants fan.
Watch out for the Giants next year.
That's right. Watch out for my Jets next year too, and my Clippers this year. We're coming. Your Knicks ain't looking half bad either too.
Yeah,
Your Knicks
last night, but
yeah, they got smoked. They got smoked like a turkey. So yeah, so that's it. So just look for more lives, and we can't wait to talk to you. Be easy, guys.
all right, peace out.